You feel that? Do you feel that?
Games by Volition have always had a certain appeal. In this video, we want to show you guys what you can expect and why you should give Agents of Mayhem a try. We will talk about the inspirations, gameplay mechanics, RPG elements, inclusion, and ridiculous comedy action. Here are 6 things that will make you love Agents of Mayhem.
Who came up with that one?
Knock knock, Legion. Let's start the show.
Game studio Volition is responsible for the creation of Agents of Mayhem. Before Agents of Mayhem, there was the Red Faction series, followed by the Saints Row series.
I'm gonna shoot the devil in the face.
It's a little more complicated than that.
No, I said in the face.
Unfortunately, Red Faction was put on ice after the release of Red Faction Armageddon. The game's reception was quite disappointing with a 7 out of 10 average. Saints Row had a good run, but the most recent game also got a disappointing 7 out of 10 reception. Yes, we're talking about Gat Out of Hell. No matter whether you talk about the destruction of Red Faction or the funny over-the-top action of Saints Row, the absurdity is something that comes natural to Volition games. And that's where Agents of Mayhem fits in perfectly. Besides, the game is a spin-off from the earlier mentioned Saints Row series and even has connections with Red Faction. But more about that later.
Legion will not wait for us.
They're ready when you are, Persephone.
They are in the briefing room?
Yes, ma'am. Hollywood, Fortune, and Hardtack are all—
I know who I asked for Friday.
Lots of the inspiration for Agents of Mayhem comes from comic books and old-school cartoons like G.I. Joe and He-Man. The game tells a true good versus evil story. The bad guys are called Legion, which stands for the League of Evil Gentlemen intent on obliterating nations. And you get to play with the Agents of Mayhem. Volition made a very character-driven game. New characters can be unlocked, which adds new gameplay options to your crew and extra missions to your game. It's almost like collecting action figures.
Actually, Maury, let me call you back. Sorry I'm late.
Agents of Mayhem is set in the same universe as Saints Row. Pierce Washington from Saints Row 2, 3, and 4 makes a comeback, and we still love the scene where he sings Opposites Attract in Saints Row 4.
Who'da thought we could be lovers? She makes the bed and he steals the covers. She likes it neat and he makes a mess.
While Persephone Brimstone from Gat Out of Hell is the founder of Mayhem and funded by Ultra Corporation, which can be found in both Saints Row and Red Faction. You have to love the cross-references and details that were put into this game.
I see you noticed the statue in the back. Perhaps if Persephone was more saintly in her ways, she would prefer it to her usual sculptures.
Time to do what I do.
Agents of Mayhem is all about inclusion. It's not without reason that this game is set in Seoul and hosts a very diverse cast of characters in both skin color and gender.
My mother always said if you want to do your best, you must look your best. And while I always tried to please her, I was my father's daughter as well. So when Legion came looking for my father's work, I couldn't let them succeed.
But the game is also very inclusive in its accessibility thanks to 10 difficulty settings. While playing the game, you can accept missions at a certain difficulty setting. The more difficult your choice, the better weapons and gear you'll receive, and once you reach the end game, another 5 difficulty options will open up.
Cue the action music.
Volition is trying to keep the end game and farming of loot interesting by making some of its missions and lairs procedurally generated. This adds a bit more diversity. Either way, you need to fight Legion alone. Well, not really alone. You have 12 agents to switch between, but without real-life friends, because Agents of Mayhem doesn't offer any form of multiplayer. No versus, no co-op, nothing.
Persephone remembered me when she decided to start saving the world. Guess I made an impression. And hey, I'm always looking to grow my brand.
It's the Agents of Mayhem. We the hard way, that's a franchise. No one doesn't got the Legion.
Nobody with the hard tech.
Brimstone, they hunt masterminds.
Agents of Mayhem is a third-person action game that's less crazy than Saints Row, but a bit more bizarre in its combat mechanics. The game has a total of 12 characters that can be unlocked, and each of them can be leveled up.
Got it. Putting the location of Legion's outpost into your SIN.
This diversity in characters is clearly inspired by other character-driven games like Overwatch or games in the MOBA genre. But instead of picking one character, you get to pick 3. For each mission, you can pick 3 characters and switch between them on the fly. Like it or love it, this is a crucial mechanic that sets Agents of Mayhem apart from other games in the genre.
The firing squad is the only team you can count on to get the job done. Most of the time.
We the hard way, that's a franchise.
Time for our daily public service.
They lies.
Every group of 3 agents can bring a completely new playing style to the table, from ranged combat to more tank-like characters and everything in between. Depending on the mission, you need to switch your team, so make sure you pick characters with skills in tech or stealth when needed. This is a nice mechanic, which forces you to switch your team up all the time. All the leveling up and unlocking sounds appealing, but we have to warn you a bit as well. In Agents of Mayhem, you will run into some elements of grinding to achieve those unlocks, but thankfully the structure of a mission is procedurally generated. However, that doesn't mean that the game doesn't become a bit repetitive at times. Unlocking new characters, playing its missions, and adding the new hero to the team will open up new options though.
You wouldn't last a day in the streets. It's the Agents of Mayhem.
Come back when you get some class.
Brutal.
The Saints Row series was all about running around as a clown and dressing up like a hot dog. This kind of character customization is absent in Agents of Mayhem. However, there's a lot of emphasis on character development. Each character can experience points to become more powerful, and you get to unlock new powers in their skill tree. On top of that, you can unlock modifications for your weapons, offering more ways to customize your 12 agents. That being said, we do expect more character and mission DLC in the future. Besides, they already have the Johnny Gat pre-order DLC, so likely Gat will become available as paid DLC at a later date.
Let's kill some shit.
A ragtag crew on a crusade to battle the evils of the power-hungry. The tyrannical.
I rule this world!
And those that double park.
Teach them to hog the road.
If you love the crazy comedy in the Saints Row series, then Agents of Mayhem will be right up.
Let's nip this in the bud, shall we?
The cutscenes from this open-world action game don't only look incredible, they're also full of jokes.
But then it all ended with a freak accident. That failed jumper's death could have been career-ending for me.
The comedy aspect of the game also translates into the game thanks to some amazing voice work.
Yeah, well, sorry to say, I'm just not that complicated.
The gameplay tends to be over the top, and so are the personalities in this game. The character interaction is what adds a lot of atmosphere and depth. And yes, apparently Futuristic Seoul is a hilarious place to be.
Friday, let me see that order.
Oh, Miss Brimstone. I didn't know you were listening in. Of course, here you are.
Oh, hey, if you're placing an order, I'll take a jumbo rack of ribs and...
This is not an order for takeout, Agent.
And there you have it, 6 things that will make you love Agents of Mayhem. The game lacks any form of multiplayer and ways to personalize your character visually, but it makes up for this by focusing on a diverse range of characters and RPG elements to unlock new powers, interesting gameplay mechanics, and a great sense of humor. We approve this game for sure and believe it's a safe bet that Agents of Mayhem will get DLC and sequels in the years to come.
Come get some!
I love kicking Legion ass.